Hello my friends, hello again. Today I bring you a more advanced video. This video will be between intermediate and advanced, okay? It might be a challenge for some of you, but that is the whole point, okay? Because every day we have to push ourselves farther and farther in order to achieve our goals. So, today I bring you some input and a bit of an English challenge in the form of one of the purest expressions of the human soul, poetry. Alright guys, I have two poems that I am going to read for you today. They're both very interesting. One of these poems I listened to in a motivational video the other day at work, and I immediately thought, wow, I have to share that with you guys because one, it is thought-provoking. It makes you think, wow, that's deep. It's thought-provoking, and it's just a really good poem. I think it's a really good poem. And I think there's a lot of value and wisdom inside of this poem that I had to share with you guys, because when I learn something new, I bring it directly to you guys, because if my life is getting better, because I am learning new knowledge and wisdom, I want your guys' life to get better too. Plus, you're improving your English. Win-win, win. And the other poem is absolutely beautiful, and it is proof. Es una prueba, is proof that my subscribers are the best subscribers in the world, okay? Because this poem was written by Manuel, okay? I had a conversation with Manuel several months ago, maybe even close to a year ago now. I don't know, because time flies. But our conversation was incredible. I got to see what a genuine and a cool person he is. But one thing that I did not figure out until after the interview was that Manuel is a incredible writer, okay? He writes short stories and beautiful poetry. And he sent me this poem a long time ago. And I have wanted to share it with you guys, but I was waiting for a good video to do it in. So I thought, if I'm going to make a video about a poem, I should put Manuel's poem in it as well, because his is beautiful. And I want to show off one of my subscribers' awesome work. So, we're going to start it off with Manuel's poem. I am going to put his poem in his own words down below in the description, because it was written in Spanish. But I thought it would be cool input for you guys if I translated it into English. And I also thought that Manuel might like to hear his work translated in English, because I think that's something that's pretty cool for an author. When their raw work, their raw poetry, their raw material is translated into different languages so that it can reach many different people. I think that's a pretty cool part of a writer's journey. So I thought Manuel would appreciate me translating this into English. Manuel, if you're watching, I hope you enjoy hearing your poem in English. And thank you once again for sending it to me and giving me permission to use it. And Manuel, he calls his poem A la luz de la luna, okay? But for English purposes, we will call it By the Light of the Moon. And it says, in the moonlight, the birds sing a song while he desperately waits to see his love. While he waits, he draws her face in the sand without forgetting the slightest detail. He looks at the stars and remembers her beautiful smile, the smile that he longs for now. Lost in the valley of imagination, the man remembers every night how much he loved her, with the light of the moon as his only company. I told you guys, my subscribers are the best. I told you. Guys, when I read that poem, when Manuel sent me that, I was like, wow. During our interview, I was speaking with an amazing poet, and I did not even know. And that just goes to show what I tell you guys so often, that every one of you has a genius inside of you just waiting to come out. You just have to find your way to express it, okay? For Manuel, he is a gifted and talented writer. And as you can see, when he expresses himself, when he expresses his soul through his words, it's beautiful. And you can look down below in the description to read it in Spanish, and I am sure you guys will think that it is even more beautiful in Manuel's language in which he wrote it. So, I hope you enjoyed that. My subscribers are the best. And now, we'll read another poem that I heard and thought was great. A woman was waiting at an airport one night, with several long hours before her flight. She hunted for a book in the airport shops. She bought a bag of cookies and found a place to drop. She was engrossed in her book, but happened to see that the man sitting beside her, as bold as can be, grabbed a cookie or two from the bag in between, which she tried to ignore to avoid a scene. So she munched the cookies and watched the clock as the gutsy thief diminished her stock. She was getting more irritated as the minutes ticked by, thinking if I wasn't so nice I would black his eye. With each cookie she took, he took one too. When only one was left, she wondered what he would do. With a smile on his face and a nervous laugh, he took the last cookie and broke it in half. He offered her half while he ate the other. She snatched it from him and thought, oh brother, this guy has some nerve, and he's also rude. Why didn't he even show some gratitude? She had never known when she had been so galled, and she sighed with relief when her flight was called. She gathered her belongings and headed to the gate, refusing to look back at the thieving ingrate. She boarded the plane and sank in her seat. Then she looked for her book, which was almost complete. As she reached in her bag and gasped with surprise, there was her bag of cookies in front of her eyes. If mine are here, she moaned in despair. The others were his, and he tried to share. Too late to apologize, she realized with grief that she was the rude one, the ingrate, the thief. Alright guys, I hope that you enjoyed those two poems, and I decided that I'm going to end this video and leave you with one more poem. And this poem was written by an artist known as Kito Cante. And it goes like this. Mis amigos queridos, gracias por ver. Que este video te ha ayudado a aprender. Nos veremos pronto, estoy seguro. Les valoro más que el oro. Nunca te detengas, hay que seguir. You won't believe what you can achieve in a year.